Hi, it's me, John Schneider. Wait a minute, I know what you're thinking. What could the guy who drives the General Lee on the Dukes of Hazzard possibly know about riding bicycles? Well, I'll tell you something. About a year ago, my family and I were introduced to mountain biking while I was filming a movie up in Canmore, Canada. But then we got into something really cool, which is called RAAM, the Race Across America. So we videotaped it in 1996, and you're going to see it right now. So sit down, hang on, and take part in the ultimate extreme, the Race Across America. Team RAAM is an offshoot of the original solo Race Across America. It's done like a relay race, so the transitions are very important. There must be a bicyclist on a bike and a bike on the road moving as fast as they can for the whole race. Now, the race is 2,905 miles from Irvine, California to Savannah, Georgia, and the teams try to do that in just over 5 days. Now, each team has 4 members. They ride 24 hours a day, and this year there were 16 teams. All the racers said that each pull is like a mini time trial. Make no mistake about it, this is a very different kind of a race. Now, the crews are very important because they take care of the food, the navigation, and anything that the bikers need in order to keep fresh legs on the pavement. The crews can range up to 28 people, and they also have 4 to 5 vehicles each. This is a major undertaking. Because you have this videotape, you have a front row seat to what bicyclists all over the world call the ultimate extreme, RAAM, Race Across America.
Bike mechanic, what kind of problems do you run into primarily when you're out on the road?
Flats. Mostly flats. Because it's so unpredictable, different things that can be thrown out in the road and stuff that you don't normally notice. But on a bike, it's definitely a problem. You run over stuff and get flats. Adjustment of the derailleurs because they get really dirty and a lot of road grit in it. But other than that, just making sure everything's tight and nothing's loose on the bike. And that's it. She's ready for 3,000 miles.
Everything we have is with heat shrink and soldering, cold connections. A lot of these other people just have things twisted together and electrical wire, and as soon as it starts raining, they're going to get a lot of shorting. The first year we did the race, we had a lot of electrical problems with our flashers. Now, if these flashing units go down at night, the race stops. You cannot proceed without these units working or you get penalties. The more you have, the more advantages you have. We have 3 systems. We have a 2-way Motorola radio system that's our primary transmission system. We have a CB radio as a backup with a PA on it. And each rider has a microphone in his ear, a microphone lapel and a bug in his ear so he could talk back and forth to the van. And we also have a cell phone in each vehicle. So if we're out of a 25-mile base unit radio range, we can call the other van or the motorhome and get everybody back on course. So it's pretty complex, but anything can happen in 3,000 miles.
Okay, the main thing is the time station's in pink. It's highlighted throughout the book. All the curves, the veers, problems on the road. Well, throughout the book, there are sections where we don't really have to turn, but there's a lot of towns, and even in some rural areas, we have quite a few turns, and it's really easy if you're not carefully watching the book, looking 2 or 3 lines ahead sometimes, to miss a turn and get off course. Once you've done that, you lose, countless time.
I was told this is going to be the only time that we really feel rested is this morning.
Yeah.
So
No, it gets interesting about day 3 when both team and crew really suffer from sleep deprivation big time. And then it gets interesting. It separates the men from the boys and the women from the girls.
The riders are going on a liquid diet, but I know a lot of the crew members are in the cycling community or know them because of athletic things and stuff, and they don't really want to eat like junk all for 5 days, you know? So we have some fruit and different things so that they can get something like a little bit better.
Breakfast?
Breakfast. Breakfast of champions.
Oh yeah, everything's smoking. I just can't wait to get it started.
Kind of like a racehorse in the chute, you know, so I don't know. We're ready to get on with it. Too much preparation and not enough racing.
So we ready to rock and roll?
I got 40 hardcore industrial heavy metal CDs there, so I hope we're gonna rock.
Right on.
I'm still gonna answer that. I'll probably have a better answer for that one when I finish, but I think it's an achievement, a novelty. It's a real daunting task. Crossing the nation, it's a real effort. I'm a rookie. This is my first time out, so like I say, my reasons for doing it range from curiosity to training. But I think I'll know more why I'm doing it, or if I'll do it again when I'm finished.
Oh, the cogs, it's just weird, you know, I need something more closely spaced. I want to use it for climbing, and I need the height, you know, the big cogs on there, but it's not that big, you know. The bigger the cog is in the rear, the easier it is to pedal, and so you want to use those when you're climbing. So I like to use, like climbing, I'll use like a 12-23 or something, and this is some crazy combination that Joe has on there. That's like 11-28. I don't know what he would use this for, but he's a bigger guy than me too.
Half an hour to go. 30 minutes and counting. D-Day, almost here.
You nervous?
I'm getting there. The closer it gets, the more nervous I'm getting. Once it starts, I'll be fine. Just like when I was fighting. Once the bell goes off, the nervousness is gone.
So you all set? You ready for the race today?
Yeah, we've got 16 teams, biggest field ever, and a very competitive field, a very diversified field with 50, 60, 70 plus age groups, men's teams, women's teams, tandem teams. Cool morning so far, but give it about 4 hours, it'll be about 120 degrees.
A little nervous, but really ready to go. Really anxious to get started. With all the preparation, the race is almost done. Feel great, ready to get going.
Yeah, I'm just last minute stuff. I'm ready to go. I'm excited.
The last hour before any race really seems to fly by, so this will be no exception.
The feeling you're probably going to get less sleep than we are, and we don't get much.
They are team 70 plus, as in 70 plus years of age. They're the most mature veteran riders in the field. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck to the team in Savannah.
I'm just looking at the route book because come Indy I'll be taking over as a navigator, so we've got about 51 miles from this point in Beaumont, and then it'll be my turn to navigate them for a while.
And you're going to make another right. You're going to go 1.2 miles and make another right. And you're going to make another mile and a left. So your biggest...
Every mile?
Just
half
about,
a mile.
yeah, you've got to turn on every mile.
Transitions are the most important part because you have to, it's like a relay race. You actually have to keep the wheels moving the whole time, and the one rider has to pass the other, and that's where you win or lose the race.
This is what we're drinking right here. This stuff here, Spizzerinctum it's called, or affectionately known as Spiz, which is a southern term for energy. And this is a carbohydrate drink that's like 80% carbohydrate and 15% protein.
It's a complete balance.
And, yeah, 5%. Yeah, 5% fat. And it's what we're eating. This is what we're eating, and we're not eating anything else.
Like Pop-Tarts.
Well, historically speaking, it's the team that's in the lead out of California that is usually the winner of the race. But the key is not to get wiped out that first day.
Feeling good. The massage is helping with the recovery. First couple pulls were tough, but we're kind of getting into sync, and we're staying with the program. We're holding our pace, and like I said earlier, everybody goes out fast the first days. It's just a matter of seeing who can hold it over the course of the 5 days, and we plan on staying it for the long run, and we're going to give it the best shot we got.
Yeah, I think we're like about 120 into it, or 130 miles into it or so.
Are we first, second, third place?
Right now we're third place.
We should be in third. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure he passed.
Yeah, third place. Yeah. So there's two teams, and they got off to a surprisingly good start, I think. We've been having some trouble in the transitions, I think, is probably the biggest thing that we've been
3 bad
doing wrong.
transitions, 1 wrong turn, but we're within between a mile and a mile and a half of the leaders. It's a long race. We've got over 2,000 miles to go, so we're going to stick with the plan, maintain our pace.
It was our first transition of making a road change, and we just took the wrong turn. But hey, we found out this motorhome can make a nice U-turn.
John, either that or fix his bike. His bike is trash. Go ahead, Ron. Just put the bike in the van and get up here. Put it inside and have him shut the door real quick and come on out. It'd be faster, maybe. I'll just pull John over. We'll be right there.
"15 miles back, we should have gone into the strategy portion for us, where we put our 2 flatlanders approaching the hills. They should be on the course, taking advantage of this level ground, not too much of a climb. Overall, we're not doing too bad. We're 22 minutes behind the leaders and 15 minutes behind Action Sports, and we've been staying at that distance for the past couple time stations, so we're okay. We've been this far back before, and we've come back. The past couple years, we've had good pulls in the night. So with hopefully doing this with the flats and then putting our climbers on as we start climbing some of these hills that are coming up, hopefully we'll start eating some of the time back up and getting closer to the leaders.
Is it just the dehydration thing?
Pretty much. It's got some minerals and stuff, whatever, potassium and I don't know, a bunch of stuff in there.
So, how's it going?
Excellent. It's the most competitive we've had in the history of the event, actually. There's about 7 minutes between the first 2 teams, which are Pacific Care in first, and then Action Sports. Then about 15 minutes behind them is Kern Wheelman, the other Bakersfield team. So it's really amazing this year. Usually, even by now, it's kind of gaps are starting to spread. It's kind of settling down just based on horsepower where the teams are, and they're just really keying off one another today.
What do you think makes the difference between first place and second place at this point?
They're transitioning faster, but that may wear them down. Especially we're starting to hit some of the hills in the Rocky Mountains. They were putting out riders, every 15, 20 minutes, and as soon as they got really tired, we put some riders out on the road.
Action Sports took over lead from Pacific Care, and then they had a guy dehydrate on them. And so they wanted to use a three-man crew, and we caught up to them, and so we were able to take second place through the night. Ron Jones just rode a heck of a ride up the hill. He was doing 22 miles an hour going up the hill. Uphill, yeah, fantastic. Doing 40 around the curves.
Day 2 is about trying to find the zone. It's not like being in the zone, but it's trying to find your zone, like trying to find your pace. That means that your legs are cramping up and your body is wondering what in the world it did to you to deserve this.
I figured we're going all the way across America, why not be patient? I had, confidence, I guess. Maybe not confidence, but patience. Patience is what I had. So I was hoping we could just be patient and slowly take time out of them, and it seems to be working. So, I feel like tired, like I could sleep, but when I get out on the bike, I feel okay. I feel okay. So that's good.
They made better time through that mountain than I did on the motorhome.
I'm ready to rock and roll.
That's going to be on the...
My last pull was lousy, so the odds are this one's going to be an incredible run.
Mood's great. We're looking good. We're resting as much as we can, but what can I say? It's a great trip.
The crew that's in here right now is beat because they've had about the last 6-7 hours on, and they were up most of the night. The fresh crew's on. That's why we're going to try and get some rest so we can make our big assault on Wolf Creek Pass tonight. It's probably the major climb in the entire race across America, and it happens in Colorado, and we will be crossing it tonight. And if all goes well, that's where Kern Wheelman will make their move.
I'm going to put it in the big gear. I'm going to get in my zone. I'm not going to talk to nobody. But you can play me music, you can sing. Okay. Don't talk to me though. And if you put that 9-inch nails CD back on, I'm going to run you off the road. Okay, this has got to be quick. We need the wheels slammed. We need me on the road. I can be on the bike in 2.2 seconds.
I've been getting occasionally on my poles. I've been getting some cramps, like you might get when you run or something if you run too fast. It has a lot to do with how I hold my position on my funny bike.
His armrest snapped in two.
We're at it. I hope this is it.
Take the bike, told you. 4501. I don't know what we can do. This thing snapped in two right here. It's cracked.
Oh, sure did, huh?
I need you to get in that mental mode. We're gonna zone. We're gonna get in that zone tonight, Wes. We're gonna do it. Have we had an update?
We should be
I
getting
did
one
see their
shortly.
pickup back there with our van though. What did they say? Anything?
No, we'll find out though.
You know what? While we're stopped,
Yeah? What do you want? What?
nothing. I'm having a cramp that I'm not going to tell you about because I need you to get me some Spiz.
Okay.
And a fudge Pop-Tart, Ron.
So you,
99-cent Whoppers with extra mayonnaise.
Oh, I love Whoppers.
Where we at? Ooh, 28 minutes. Gotta start talking about transition. That's Gianni right there, isn't it?
That's Big John. Can't you tell?
It's not
All you see is
John,
butt.
it's
This guy's
Gianni.
flat. This guy's arrow.
like the Italians, you know, Gianni.
The wind cheater.
I call him Gianni after Gianni
He
Bundo, the
looks
great
good.
Italian rider, former world champ. What's the prevailing winds? Is it tailwind?
No, cross. But
Mostly tail?
but mostly tail.
Cross tail?
Tail cross, yeah.
Well, it's the closest race we've had in the history of the event, that's for sure. Last year there was about 3 hours between first and third. This year there's less than an hour between first and fourth. And the first two teams are only 5 minutes apart. And then it's 20 more minutes to the Pacific Air team and then another half hour to Bicycling Magazine, which not only is doing a great job in fourth place, but they're a 50-plus team as well. It's really exciting. We've had a lot of jockeying back and forth between the teams. That's also pretty unusual. Pacific Air really wanted to be first out of California. That was their big priority on day one because traditionally the first or second team out of California is the first team into Savannah.
Doug, that missed call this morning wasn't your fault, buddy. You did a good job. I just missed it. I just was tired. You're doing great.
How you doing?
Hanging in there. Hanging.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to get back on rotation.
You are?
I just need about 90 minutes.
Me too. I just had an hour. I'm ready to go.
It was hectic. There was a lot of detours and there was just a lot of chaos and a lot of confusion. There was miscommunication, but we got it all straightened out. You know, the riders pulled through. They're the ones that are doing it, and Joe just toughed it out and he handled it.
There's only 3 of us that can work on the climb. We all know who that is. Joe's out of there for the steep uphill. We're gonna save Joe for the descent.
That's our van right there that they're passing now. We're going to get a split. We're going to get a split, and this is well under a minute. Well under a minute.
I'm having them wait for us like 6 miles from the top. We're going to pick up our rider to get him in the van. Or pull over to the side a little bit into the turnout so we can pick up our guy. Does Ron want to go with his plan where we cut it maybe down to about a 15 to try to get these guys?
Whip up ahead of Kerry and get my bike off.
Can you see us?
Right here. Pull off.
Negative at the moment.
Kerry's dying. Get me on the bike. Tell him to get up here.
Get him up here. Aaron's dying. Really dying. They say the boss.
Are you guys ready?
Ron's out. Ron's on the bike. Go.
Well, I'm not to the top yet.
Now, Ron Jones, he's the uphill guy. Now, he got the Kern Wheelman within 50 yards of first place, and that was going uphill. Uphill at Wolf Creek Pass. That's the highest part of the race.
We're alongside their van. Let them light it up for us. Let them light it up until Joe gets ahead of them.
Does that mean Joe's alongside their van?
Joe's drafting off of him now.
Van or rider?
Rider, he's going by.
Have they already transitioned?
They just transitioned. He just went by him.
This is it, guys. Good job.
We need to get around him, go around him. There's enough room for us to get in. We've got to keep him in our headlights. Oh, I'm sorry, but we've got to keep him in our headlights.
One thing you guys have to be aware of in this situation, if they look like they're using your vehicle to draft off of, pull out.
Joe's bumped has been on now.
Copy that.
Definition of day 3? Simple. What in the world have I gotten myself into? You see, there's no real way to prepare your body for a 2,900, 24-hour-a-day bike race. I mean, your body just goes into shock, but you got to finish. Dehydration, fatigue, you name it, it's out there. I love it.
Yeah, but you know what? With this break that you're getting right now, and as strong as the team is feeling, and especially with all the downhills that we've been doing, everybody, have you noticed how everybody's emotional has just jumped up?
I came in the mobile home for 1 hour last night, and I didn't really sleep. First time I'd really been in here, but so I said, "Oh, I'll make some coffee and go help those guys in Wolf Creek Pass." And I should have just kept my butt in here.
Yeah.
Because Joe was coming out to make his move on Wolf Creek. But, so I was out for an hour to an hour and a half here, and then when I got to Wolf Creek Pass, it got sick. Yeah. I pulled twice. The fight was on ever since. I don't even know, Dilkin really, or actually Flagstaff. You know, we went from 27 minutes to 11 minutes.
Yeah.
In like 10 hours.
Out there on the bike, 45 minutes can seem like a month.
7 minutes left. Are you fried? 15.
What kind of information does a rider want during his pull?
Different riders are different. Jim, a lot of the guys usually want little pep talks along the way. Yeah, you're doing good. You know, you got 10 minutes to go, 15, whatever. You're 10 minutes into the ride. Waz would like us to come around probably every 5 minutes and tell him how long he's been riding, how fast he's going, what the weather's like. He just wants to know everything, you know, crosswinds. More information, the better, he says.
If you can go 10 miles an hour in that wind, you're doing pretty good. Straight on vicious headwind.
How fast were you going?
I don't know. Probably 10 is what I'm guessing.
They said you were going 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
I don't believe it. But Yeah, no, it's really vicious out there. Vicious. This is going to change things a lot. So.
You holding up pretty well?
Yeah, I feel good. I just came off my rest, so we're taking alternating rest periods. So I felt okay, but it's hot and it's hard.
Something unexpected can cost you the lead, like waiting for a train. Now, that could give the number 2 team time to catch up, and you could blow it.
Ooh, stinky bike clothes. Okay, I'm going to wash these separately because they bled last time.
We had a navigation blunder big time. Coming out of Diamond, Oklahoma, we went straight when we should have turned left, and the navigator read a checkpoint wrong, or thought it was a checkpoint, and he ended up being quite a few miles down the road before anybody realized that they were going in the wrong direction. Our support vehicle wasn't able to catch up to them because they went the right direction. We had to get back on course, and in doing that, we lost about 45 minutes of time. We were up by about 15 at the time. That put us back about a half an hour. It's been tough. At first, everybody was in shock because the day was just clicking. We were taking minutes. We were pulling out minute by minute. Everything was just going real good. And then all of a sudden, this happens. And but we rallied together. Everybody came together. There was a lot of hugs, a lot of emotion. It was really kind of cool. Okay, right now our team's coming. We got, 21:30 right now. That's almost 8 minutes off the last checkpoint time because they were at 21:45 right now.
Day 4 is relief, because it's like you really start to feel the pull of the finish line. You get a feeling like wow, I'm more than halfway through this thing, and I can do this thing. It's not so bad after all.
just surviving the heat right now and playing it a little bit conservative.
Frustrated going back and forth.
No, that's what we wanted to do. I mean, you know, we could have passed him, but now it's not the time.
I don't like Oklahoma.
It's gonna get worse.
That's it. Taking the bus. I'm walking. I'm going.
There's no rules against stopping, right? Getting off, having a spot of tea.
Now, because of a wrong turn on day 3, we lost about 45 minutes and we slipped into second place. And it really wasn't anybody's fault. It's just one of those things. But we swapped places from first to second 5 times. 5 times during day 4. What's the split?
11:23. Pacific Care. Doing very well. Distances sound like they're about staying the same today. Guys are doing very well. They go through periods where they're just rocking and rolling and screaming down the road. And then like everybody else, they have a few periods where, it's either hot, or the sun's beating down on them or something like that. And they slow down a little bit, but then things pick up and they get some sleep or food or whatever. And then they get back at it. And I want to tell you, this is a fast race. These guys just ride really hard for long periods of time. These guys are averaging 23 miles an hour, and we're 1,900 miles into this thing. So it's an incredible feat for these guys to ride this fast.
Right, 2 minutes. Stay back.
To be able to coordinate all the changes and the food and the drivers and the vehicles and all the different things that are involved with it, make sure everybody gets fed properly on the crew, everybody gets sleep properly, and keeping track of where you are, where everybody else is, the other teams, everything that goes along with it. It's an amazing thing that it can actually get done without anybody getting seriously hurt or way offline in any fashion.
It's crazy. It's a real race right now. They're really tight. They've been running about 2 minutes apart all day, and transitions are really hectic. We're going about 20-minute transitions. Just real racing, competitive, guys catching, leaving. It's just been crazy.
30-minute pulls at max. Sometimes down there only on for 10 minutes. Sometimes just hauling the bikes into the van, zinging them up the road as fast as we can, and putting them back on the road again. Hard work, but it's a lot of fun. Wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah, we had a rough afternoon.
Yeah.
15 hours today on, and now we're off at about 6, and then we're back on again in the morning. So
we get a little snippy at one another on the radios. It's really highs and lows on the emotions.
We're in a rhythm. We're on our break. We're doing the best we can. We're holding our own. So far, we haven't kicked into our night train mode yet. I don't know what's going on. We're running them down, and so they're going to shorter rotations. And will they burn themselves out? Time will tell. Yeah, we're back in the race, but we're all fried too. Like I said, we've got 2 days. We're eating. We're hoping to recover, and it certainly emotionally kind of takes it out of you when you do all the work and you get out in front and you're doing good, and then everything gets jerked out from under you, and it's like, okay, here we go, and start again. And we had an attack from Pacific Care this morning that we fought off from behind, and then boom, as soon as we were done with that, then we were in a dogfight with Action Sports. There was just no let up, and so the pressure's been intense, and I don't think anybody's cracked, certainly, but I think everybody's put out max effort, max energy, and I think, at this point in the ball game, we're surviving, we're in survival mode.
So are you guys the favorites?
They may think we're the favorites, but I think giving them an hour for free and 2 rookies, I think we might be the underdogs.
You guys get some rest.
All right. Take off.
See ya.
Definition of day 5, the pull. See, from the minute you hit Memphis, it's like a magnet that's kind of pulling you east, and all you can think of is, Lord, I'm going to make it.
The cassette was loosening, and what that is the cogs in the back that the chain rotates over. It was loosening, and so it was allowing the cogs in the back to move. So I pulled it off, tightened it up, lubed it a little bit. You should be ready to go again.
Just when you think you're home free, the weather can hit you right smack in the face. The only way to win this thing is to attack. But the question is when.
What's the strategy with this weather?
Like you said, we'll do at least 3 or 4 rotations of A, B, C, D, C, D, and then we'll attack at nightfall.
It's not too bad right now, but I think if it gets really brutal, we ought to attack into the weather.
The only thing, Ron, everybody's still tired. We need to get some rest so we can actually attack.
Yeah, that's true. The best thing to do is react quickly while people are trying to figure out what to do. But we're already run down a little bit. We'll do the best we can.
I'm ready to go. We're under 500 miles. We're heading home. Looking forward to it? Well, I don't know. Excited? Yeah. It's been a tough road. Definitely. And I want to shower. Badly.
You guys ready? Oh yeah, we can try to rest as much as possible. We got some fight left in us. Here we go.
Yeah!
There was a small route correction based on some road construction that's gone in place since we last printed the route book. And when that correction was relayed by phone to this team as well as Action Sports, it was relayed incorrectly. And so Kern Wheelman made a wrong turn and started riding and went entirely the wrong way and didn't realize it. Action Sports has a car whose exclusive job is to scout the route. And that guy apparently had gone ahead, figured out that he'd been giving bogus information and had realized what the right information should be and kept their riders on course, on time, and on schedule. And that put them in the lead ahead of Kern Wheelman. So that guy called headquarters, as did Kern Wheelman, and I got involved. And when it was clear that it was the fault of somebody at headquarters, the only thing we could do to make up for it was to make up the difference. So at the previous time station, Kern Wheelman had had an 11-minute lead over Action Sports, and now I just drove him up the road to make up for that. And I did my math, and we'll sit here and see if 11 minutes goes by and Action Sports rolls by, and if that's the case, then everything's hunky-dory, but we might still need to adjust it a little bit. It's an unfortunate situation, but I mean, it's just human error and things happen. While Kern Wheelman was off course, they were riding, so it's not like they're getting a break here and didn't have to ride some miles or something. They're still going to have ridden the full distance because they were riding all the way up till when I made the decision to do this, including a big dog leg out of the way that they'd had an 11-minute lead, and when they rolled into Tracy City, they were, I think, 35 minutes back. So that's 46 minutes of extra riding right there. So I think it'll work out, but we just have to sit here and wait.
Well, the whole situation gets pretty tense toward the end. I mean, you can pretty much throw logic and common sense right out the window.
They need to get their guy off the road because it's not ethically right for them to be hammering if they don't have to be.
Are they stopped?
Not yet, but they're on their way up to tell Kerry. How can I get in and race until they? I don't want to cheat. I don't want them.
You're not cheating. They're racing. You're racing. Your guy's long gone.
But I told Tim that we were going to stop and we were going to get an 11-minute lead because Wiggins was out hammering his off.
You guys hammered your off all through those mountains and got.
I know, but except for Kerry, these other guys are my friends.
I'm the race director, and I make.
And people do say all kinds of things that, well, they don't mean.
Down the road.
Yeah, we just have to keep the pace on. Basically, we just have to hit cruise control. And now our lead at 200 miles, if we had that kind of pressure trying to go all out, we're gonna drop down to 20-minute pulls, and we're gonna make a mistake, and that's how they're gonna get back in. We just have to keep pressure on the pedals, 20 plus miles an hour, just keep going, and we're gonna be there. They're not gonna catch us.
We beat these guys hands down. We've come from behind twice. We've caught them. We've run them down. We've stayed ahead. We deserve to win this race, don't you think, Steve? What the? Let's get up the road and break the record. Come on.
All right.
All right. Yeah, this has been a four-man team. We've run these guys down with our rotation. I've passed them twice. I know you've overtaken them a couple times. This is ridiculous. We've been in this fight from the beginning. We've had the lead. We've come back twice from more than half an hour behind. We're stronger. We're faster. I'm not rolling over for anybody. We've all got as much as it's going to take. And Fry's had some incredible, outstanding rides. And so have you, and so has Ron. You guys have all done an outstanding job. I need to speak with Ron. Okay, have you been informed as to what's going on with Action Sports?
No, what?
Okay, they're on 3 riders. Wiggins has quit.
I know. They blew it.
You copy?
Yeah,
don't worry about it. Hey, I just said too long. Don't worry.
They're still about an hour back. Basically, they've decided they're just going to go ahead and ride and finish and tell everybody they won.
I'd have to say it's the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life, and so from that viewpoint, yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I had a few lulls, a few moments of doubt, whether I was going to make it personally or not,
What's up, bud?
Wow, man.
Is it hot?
No.
How come you keep getting stuck in the climbs, man?
I don't know.
You scoot
You don't like me anymore?
No, I do, but you're all wet, dude.
Well, some of the difficulties that I hadn't expected in the RAAM relay race was the amount of sleep deprivation. And I also didn't have any clue, I suppose, to the complexity of the race support organization. I had no idea it would be that ferocious. I had no idea of the specific rules like the transitions and, of course, the non-drafting and the variety of not only geographical but meteorological extremes that could take place at any time. It's snow in Colorado in the middle of summer, or we saw flooding as we came through part of the Smokies. Giant insects, just all kinds of spooky things. The level of competition was much more fierce than I thought it would be, and the racing is much closer. For a race of 3,000 miles long to be decided by minutes, I can't believe it.
I tell you, that Action Sports team, they put on a hell of a fight. I respect those guys. Well, just the intensity of the race. Geez, every ride was an attack or a counterattack. You had to be really strategical this year because of what was going on with the intensity of the 2 different teams. And I've said this before, and last year too we won. It's not just the 4 racers involved, it's the crew members. The world record this year, the 2 victories, belongs to a lot of people, not just Ron Jones, Joe Peterson, John Fry, and Jim Warsaw. All we did was ride the bike. We were halfway through the race, and this thing was just going out of control, and John Fry and I looked at each other and some of the other people, and it's like, we're going to give it everything we have to win, and if we don't, we'll do our best. And we had a hell of a time. Let the fray begin. It was, what a ride.
team division, men's division of the Race Across America.
We're here. We've arrived. First year we broke the record, but so did 3 other teams, and we finished 4th. Last year we won, but didn't take the record. This year we managed to do it all. So it's been a lot of work. It's been a hard 3 years. I'm ready for a rest.
I had one nice ride where I enjoyed the experience, and everything else was an attack or a counterattack and just gut-wrenching. So it was tough.